Well, here's a new acronym for NASA. Numerous anomalies and scams abound. This web page is dedicated to NASA Chief Charles F. Bolden, NASA historian William Barry, and the few remaining Apollo astronauts who make themselves a worldwide laughingstock with their ongoing claim of having walked upon the moon's surface. If the internet and email were around in 1968, I would have been glad to have a serious open debate with Apollo believers on whether the moon missions were real or not. However, it is not 1968, but 2017. And as such, the authenticity of the moon missions can no longer be debated. Neither does it fall into a conspiracy theory, as the facts are well known. Conspiracy theories question what really took place. However, it has been a well-proven fact since the mid-'80s that the Apollo moon missions were faked. Let's see. In case you guys don't know what fake means. Fetching stuff. Fake. It'll probably say not real. Oh. Guess it doesn't know what fake is. Okay. Well, we know. Let's just do fake. Oh, just a sec. Fake. Come on, I only got... Oh. Well, anyway. We already know what it means. Although it's common knowledge throughout the world that the Apollo moon missions were faked by NASA back in the 60s, many gullible people still accept NASA's claim at sending men to the moon. Unbelievable that people would even entertain the idea. Anyways, brainwashed people. Okay? Without bothering to carry out any research or investigation to see if NASA are indeed telling the truth. There are some who will never accept the moon missions were faked because they're dumbos, regardless of how much factual evidence of a fake is put before them. I refer to those people as PANs, which stands for Pro-Apollo Nutters. Those who will not accept that Apollo was a fake have been brainwashed into believing 48 years of lies from NASA. They then become brain damaged and lose touch with reality. We all know a bunch of those people who've lost touch with reality and believes NASA's bullshit. We've all come across them from time to time as they reiterate their ridiculous statements like, I can see the flag through my telescope. Just like Sarah Palin can see Russia from her backyard. Or, I saw the rocket lift off. And the TV pictures, so it must have happened.
So I can hear.
Okay. They also make stupid remarks like, what about the moon rock brought back by the Apollo astronauts? How do we know it's not? How do we know it's a moon rock? It's only NASA's word. And if it is, then it was brought back by scoop and return probe, not astronauts. If you are one who lives in a fantasy world, there is no hope. However, if you are one of those who has serious doubt about the Apollo moon landings ever happening, then this site is for you. The comical aspect about NASA's 48-year moon hoax, Apollo 8, is how it's making a worldwide laughingstock of NASA and the astronauts who claimed to have traveled to the moon. The most damning aspect, however, is that NASA's moon landing scam is confusing the younger generation by giving them a disoriented view of current space travel and technology. For example, many youngsters who saw the shuttle lift off from launch pad assumed it was going to the moon. They could not understand why it was only going 150 miles into low Earth orbit when NASA supposedly made 9 manned journeys to the moon, each mission being a return trip of over 500,000 miles, during a 3-year period which began over 48 years ago. Yes, NASA made trips to the moon look like a 10-minute bus ride to the local shops, and most, but not all, people fell for it hook, line, and sinker. If NASA did send men to the moon, then space technology has gone backwards instead of forwards. That seems somewhat bizarre when one looks at technology advances, particularly in computer science. Of course, space technology has not gone backwards. What is bizarre is NASA's outlandish claim. Since 1995, more and more encyclopedias are making less and less, and in some cases no reference at all, to the Apollo moon missions. Evidently, the publishers have wised up to the fact that the Apollo missions were faked, and no man or woman has ever been to the moon and back. At the time NASA faked the moon missions, they anticipated that there would be people around the globe who would dispute them. Yeah, I do. I'm a disputer. However, they surmised that it would never spread any further than a few people discussing it in their local pub or at work. How wrong they were. NASA never, I'm going to say envisioned that 30 years later, every person on the planet would be able to talk, discuss, then share information and thoughts with one another in a matter of seconds. During the 70s, a large percentage of those people had serious doubt that the moon landings were for real. However, there was no material available upon which to base an investigation, other than the limited number of photographs, which were photoshopped, shown in a new fictional fantasy books, which endorsed Apollo. By the way, our government worships Apollo. Apollo is a fallen angel. Apollo is one of many devils. Alright? That's who Apollo is. Okay? He's the devil. Apollo is Satan. Anyway, I bet you didn't know that. But Apollo is Satan. Anyway. In 1995, the internet brought about the downfall and full expose of NASA's 27-year hoax. There it is. So, now that we know of their moon hoax, they're capable of unthinkable, unimaginable hoaxes. Because they're Satan. They are evil. NASA. Okay. With that little yellow, that red tonguey thingy looking like a T, you have all the letters of Satan. Okay, as people worldwide now had full access to NASA's website pictures, which were all photoshopped, and not a single one of their pictures of Earth were identical. Right? So, they've never been to the moon, which means they don't even have the slightest idea the shape of Earth. Okay? We're only accepting it as round because the liars said so. Okay? You gotta believe all the lies, not just some of them. Alright? It's like the Bible. I get tired of people cherry picking the damn Bible. Alright? If you're gonna believe in the Bible, believe in it all. Not just parts, because that makes you a hypocrite. Alright? I can say I'm no hypocrite. My beliefs are the proper beliefs. I know my creators. Plural. Anyways, off subject. Okay, prior to 1995, let me go back up here to the pathetic way. 1995, the internet brought about the downfall of NASA's moon hoax, as people worldwide now had full access to NASA's website pictures and could see for themselves the pathetic way in which the photographs have been doctored with the same repetitive background. Prior to 1995, it was not possible to see these pictures, but you can study them in the comfort of your own home. Sites exposing the moon landings as fake will soon outnumber the untrue Apollo moon websites. Click on each picture to go to the same picture on NASA's site, and click on links at the bottom of the page for a full, complete story of the biggest scam ever hoisted upon the world's media. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to read up here. The so-called lunar map for Apollo 17 mission, the quality of which is very poor. However, scale is marked in kilometers. Excuse me. Now perhaps some of you pro-Apollo nutters out there could tell me why this map is marked in kilometers. When in the USA, the imperial system of measurement is always used. The imperial system of measurement is always used. Even today's measurements are logged in miles. So they were most certainly using miles back in 1968. Note the alleged landing site marked X and journeys made in varying directions to the so-called stations, which are numbered 1 to 10B. Okay. Anyways, so there you have it. Okay. I don't have any more time, so I can tell you that this rover, the Mars rover, was actually filmed, I do believe, in New Zealand. Okay? It was filmed in New Zealand. Anyway, enough of that. Look at all this. Look at all this. Apollo fake. Fake, 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 fake. Fake, fake, fake. NASA. Numerous anomalies and scams abound.